some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah, hope I get away with it. Oh, the doo-dah day. Good evening and welcome to Stupid O'Clock. This just in, Israel launched a massive number of airstrikes in Iran. They've struck military and nuclear facilities in Iran.
Speak up a little bit. We can barely hear you.
You sound really distant and almost like your audio is coming through the wrong...
Hang on a second, I'm turning off the microphone. All right. Israel has launched airstrikes against Iran's military and nuclear facilities.
Well, I'm beginning to think that Iran named their country appropriately because that's about all they can freaking do. Run away.
Oh, boy. Well, it's nice knowing all y'all.
I told y'all the world would not end until after I retired. I've been retired for a year now. You're on your own. Thank you very much. Good night.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out. It started within, like, basically, it's like Stupid Clock came on and Israel said, hey, let's bomb Iran. It's not.
Are they the ones that normally try and ding us for the copyright for the anthem anyway?
That's Saudi Arabia, I do believe. Another terrorist country that we actually donate money to. Don't ask. I don't know.
No, Zach. We don't want to play chess.
What I like is I'm looking at NBC News and I'm looking at Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera is a whole lot more honest than
and
Fox News and CNN.
NBC News is still showing their news coverage of the Israel-Iran conflict from like 2 days ago. They haven't updated. Oh, wait, now they're updating. Okay, there they go. About time there, NBC.
There you go, Zach.
Oh, I'm sitting here looking at a timeline. What is BST?
I cannot tell you what my initial reaction was, but it sounds like some news.
5:30 p.m. BST.
British summertime.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say British Standard, but
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. No, that's British summertime, and let's see. I think it's actually Greenwich Mean +1. Is
So it's West Coast written and not.
Yeah, it's 1 hour forward of Greenwich Mean Time, so it is Greenwich Mean +1.
Okay.
We are Greenwich Mean +6, I think, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Lindsay's been watching that airplane crash in India all day.
I've been watching it too, and I'm on a bunch of aviation enthusiast websites, and every pilot they watched the footage of the thing taking off, and every one of them said the same thing. They didn't have the flaps in takeoff position.
Whoops.
He just lost lift.
Yeah, and then the pilot said he lost power, which I don't know. But I want to know, that is a 787 Dreamliner. Supposedly, you cannot screw up that airplane. That's why they've never wrecked one until today, or well, last night or this morning. It's supposed to, and it's a Boeing. Okay, Bitch and Betty will tell you if you don't have the flaps set right.
Yeah.
The Titanic was also unsinkable.
What I'm thinking was, it's either pilot error and he just didn't set his flaps where he wanted them, or two, there was a mechanical problem and they thought the flaps were set right and they weren't. So that's that's your two options.
Yeah.
I've got a link for
pretty much designed to where even if there is pilot error, it won't let you do stuff until
Exactly. So that's why I'm thinking it may have been a mechanical issue between the controls and the flaps.
Yeah. Computer read the controls as, oh, you're in the right position, and the flaps are going, no, you're not.
And yeah, hey,
Carl, I have a link for you that lines up a lot with your Somerton Man book.
what is rad?
it's the disco ball that drops down in first class when they start dancing.
Zach will have to
covering a
tell us.
lot of it.
Anyway, there's this link, Carl, and it is about Somerton Man, and it lines up a lot with your book. And I'm going, hey, did they read your book? No. They read the same source materials as you and drew some of the same conclusions. Oh no, it's going to show up 17 different damn times.
That's okay.
Where's that going? I'll tell you one, Carl.
Okay, yeah.
Is Green Eyes.
It says rat, and it's supposed to be the emergency power system. I think it's the little. Is that the one that's the little propeller that drops out the bottom with the motor and provides power? Or, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that one is tied to hydraulics too. So you've got hydraulics even if you don't have hydraulics inboard.
I'm surprised most airplanes these days don't keep the auxiliary power unit on until they're in the air and know that everything's okay. So that's...
Let me change this from all to
Stupid clock.
Yeah, stupid o'clock YouTube. Even though it was a link that was all I was going to put in on that, it was too complicated to put on my iPad. It'll be what it is.
Iran's press TV says residential buildings were targeted only if they had nuclear material hidden in them. Israel don't waste bombs and missiles on stupid shit.
No.
Not right now. They can't afford to.
They've already used most of them
Exactly.
just on trivial shit.
Was it? I knew this was going to happen, and I'll tell you how I knew it was going to happen. President Zelensky from Ukraine was bitching that Trump had diverted 20,000 anti-aircraft missiles that were supposed to be going to Ukraine, diverted the munitions to the Middle East. And I said, oops, here it goes.
There it is.
There it is. And then the other thing, and it's kind of funny, Israel announced they're closing schools for the foreseeable future. So, they're expecting retaliations. So
Yep, and those kids need to be trained in the use of crew service weapons and whatnot.
Probably already have been.
Yeah, no doubt.
you remember, what was her name? Ruth Westheimer, the sex doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know she was a trained sniper with the Israeli Armed Forces?
I knew she was with the IDF.
She was trained to operate a sniper rifle. I'm not sure what kind, but she never actually had to shoot at anybody. So supposedly.
Probably one with a bipod that was not as tall as she is.
No, strangely enough, with certain weapon systems, you want smaller people running them. That's why I always got stuck carrying. In basic training, I always got stuck carrying the M60 machine gun because I was only 5'8". Apparently, they like small people on the machine guns because they can hide behind machine guns.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd like to hide behind anything if I'm getting shot at.
Back when I first hired on at the city, I weighed $130 soaking wet with stuck rocks in my pocket. The down at the city, there was a lot of National Guard people working there.
Yeah.
And they all were based out of Holtzclaw. They kept saying, you need to join. You need to join the Guard. You need to join the Guard. You need to join the Guard. No. I asked one guy one time, he said, why do you want me to join the Guard? He said, that way you can climb down the barrel and scrub it real good.
Holtzclaw is all cannon cockers, or was. Yeah. Now they're HIMARS, I think is what they're running at. It's kind of funny. They went from 155 self-propelled Paladins to the multi-launch rocket system to the HIMARS. And this was all like within 10 years. So they went from something used to be a long time ago, they were 8-inch howitzers, self-propelled 8-inch howitzers. When the military got rid of those, they went to 155s. And then when the military came in with the MLRS, which is what replaced the 8-inch howitzer, sort of, they went to the MLRS. And then when they figured out the MLRS couldn't go everywhere that they'd like it to, they went to the HIMARS, which is half an MLRS and it's wheeled. That's the one that Ukraine loves.
Yeah, 8-inch howitzer. When you get to reach out and touch somebody in the next state.
They used to have State Fair down there off of Amnicola Highway near the river park. I'm not sure what they call it, that area now, river something. But down there by where Owen Mills. Yeah.
River Park.
Yeah. They used to have State Fair down there. National Guard used to come out every year, and they'd set up one of those 8-inch howitzers. And they had this map of Chattanooga, and they had ground zero where the state park was, and then they showed you everything they could hit from the state park. Like 28 miles or something. Some kind of 28 or 32.
Yeah. Where I live from that place, Joe, is point blank.
They can see his house from there.
Yeah. When
he
we
can
had
throw, he can throw a rock and hit the base
Well,
Where the when we had our little terrorist incident here, where the guy went in and shot up the naval station, where his car was parked, and my front porch is exactly 1 mile as the crow flies.
Wow.
oh, that's right. Yeah, that where they used to have the state fair is now where the they moved the naval reserve over there.
And they built a bridge in the damn way, too.
They're just trying to shield you, Joe Dog.
Yeah, my neighbors on, where am I? How am I sitting? Yeah, my neighbors that way. One of them was out in the yard doing yard work, and he could hear the shots. He went in the house and got his pistol. He said they can come up here, but they ain't gonna make it down.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm trying to. Let me see. Where was I reading this? They were saying, was it west of, I'm trying to remember if it's west of Tehran, which makes sense, or if I thought I read east of Tehran, which that's a hell of a long flight for.
Well, if they did like they did when they bombed the nuclear facility there, you heard about that, didn't you?
Yep.
They did a spoof of a airliner transponder and had pretty much, 10, 12 planes flying Thunderbird type formation. And when they got over the target, it just, and then all hell broke loose.
As it does. I'm gonna have to turn that air conditioner off. It's getting fucking cold in here. It's already under 78 degrees in my office, and I'm going, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to put on a sweater. No, thank you. Let's just.
Earlier this week, the Board of Governors of the International Atomic Energy Agency, the United Nations nuclear watchdog, formally found out that Iran is not complying with its nuclear obligations for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah, right.
And Israel went, not on our watch.
Let's get the big bangs ready. If they feel froggy, they can jump. We'll jump back. Okay, Carl. Hopefully, and Death Down Under is the subject matter of that video that I sent you. And I thought, when I first started watching it, they had been watching your video because they go, ballet dancer, spy, and I'm going, have you been reading my friend's books and you haven't even bought a copy? No, that's not gonna float. Let me turn this off because with the door closed, it's getting positively frigid in this room.
Yeah, my toes are freezing right now myself because the vent for the AC is about 6 feet from me up in the ceiling, and it's blowing straight down and coming straight under this desk. Gives a whole new meaning to the term blue balls right now.
Lindsay could not hang up my tool bag for work, and close the door to my office, which I'm going, just pull it closed. It will work. But no, she has to lay down on the floor in the way between me and the air conditioner to turn the controls to off. You can hear me rubbing my forehead in frustration. Um, and I hear emergency stuff beeping in the background, and I just melted the hole in a Ziploc bag. Thank God, it's only a Ziploc. But, good Lord. Learn how to function.
So we found some interesting brats and sausages from a local place the other day. We're at one of the local little markets, just looking at what vendors had, and there's a butcher shop called Hobart Meats. They used to be based here in Hobart, and they moved down to Crown Point. But we're looking at their, various things they had, and they have a Philly cheesesteak brat.
I've seen those. I think Johnsonville had one for a while.
This thing tasted exactly like a Philly cheesesteak.
Cool.
Mm.
I bought one. I haven't cooked them yet or anything. But Johnsonville makes chorizo.
I've seen
Yeah.
that.
They do.
I haven't tried them yet.
They also had one called Pizza on a Bun. It's a Italian sausage that they've mixed cheese and tomatoes and stuff into. And I'll be damned if it doesn't taste like you're eating a pizza on a bun with a lot of extra sausage.
Well, basically, depends on what kind of pizza you prefer.
Joe, when you said cheesesteaks, that reminds me of time I went to one of my little favorite hangouts when my wife was still working
Mhm.
and I was off on Fridays. They have the best Philly cheesesteak, but I got there in the morning and they wouldn't let me have they wouldn't make me a Philly cheesesteak, but they'd let me have a side of Philly meat, a side of the grilled, bell peppers and onions,
Mhm.
some cheese, and a bun, ordered individually.
Yeah.
Plus my regular breakfast that I ordered.
Some
They brought-
assembly required.
I'm not. Okay.
The guy looked at me when I started making the Philly cheesesteak right there on the bar in front of him. He went, "You son of a bitch."
You
I'm not
wouldn't
sure-
sell it to me. This is what I want. Yeah, John, go ahead.
I'm not sure about this news media thing. It's called K-Vibe. It's out of Korea. And apparently, that warship that got fubbed up when they were launching it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Apparently, they just finished fitting it out and launched it today. So they've already got it repaired, up and running.
Well, all that salt water and all the electronics, that should go good.
Well, it probably didn't get in much of the electronics. I mean, most naval warships are designed. They're designed to work in salt water, so most of that stuff's fairly sealed and such. But I guess we
Not when they're upside down.
they were on their side. They weren't upside down. But, you know, I wish Lewis Lee were here because I'm pretty sure that little boat he was on had some pretty fun times at sea and storms and swells and such.
Well,
Yeah, I remember when that happened. One of the news report comes out. North Korea sinks its own ship.
Yeah.
save us the trouble.
It's a good looking boat if it's the same boat.
A Corvette with a crappy paint job is still a Corvette with a crappy paint job.
Hang on a minute. I'll show y'all. Share screen. Do that thing. Share. Throw that up there, Joe.
All right.
That's not a bad looking little.
No, it's fairly modern. I mean, it's
got a fairly good sized target on the side. I mean, conning tower thing there.
It's got a 5-inch gun. It's got a helicopter deck. It's got vertical launch cells, but I don't know what kind of missiles. I mean, it's got to be Russian, so you know.
They won't work anyway.
Well, it ain't like Russia can send them missiles. Matter of fact, it's been going the other way lately.
Oh.
I love this. It's a 5,000-ton destroyer named the Kang Kong. If they don't put a big monkey on the side of that boat, they're missing an opportunity.
The jokes just write themselves, don't
They do.
they? Ouch.
I didn't know David Letterman still had a show going.
I didn't know David Letterman was still alive.
Yeah. It's a car show or something, isn't it?
It's called My Next Guest. And apparently it's been going for 5 seasons, just got renewed for 2 more.
I think you might be thinking of Jay Leno there, Joe Dog.
Leno's doing the car show. Yeah, Letterman's doing it's sort of like Between the Ferns or whatever. He only interviews one person, and it's a sit down and.
Well, Letterman was always a good interviewer, but he was not the stand-up comedian that needed to replace Johnny Carson in the opening.
He would have been a better replacement for Carson. Of course, that's one of the reasons he left CBS too.
Yeah. There was a lot of bad feeling about that. Carson was one of the best interviewers we've ever had for late night TV.
Fallon's doing pretty good. He's no Carson, but he's Carson-esque.
Yeah. There are a few others I'm going, oh, this is just cringe. No, thank you. I will watch YouTube videos of what's the British guy with a really good suit?
Graham
Norton, yes, indeed. God, if I could have access to his closet, I'd love to wear some of those suits. They're just impressive.
I'm sure he'd be happy once you came out of his closet.
Yeah.
Touche.
Y'all seen the little video going around of Carson doing the Great Karnak,
Uh-huh.
going sis boom ba.
I love that one.
Would you guys believe I was awake and saw that live?
No, we can't believe you're awake.
I saw that live and got in trouble for laughing too loud.
I think I saw it live myself because my parents used to let me stay awake and watch Carson and Midnight Special and a lot of other things after that. Because they
That
go,
was it was
we're
in the
going to
early
bed. You're unsupervised. We don't care.
it was the early 80s
Mm-hmm.
when that happened. And then when Bob Saget was on with the monkey, the funniest home videos and one we can't show.
Saget never impressed me as anything but an actor.
Now,
His talk show.
now
I did not
Arsenio
care
Hall. Arsenio Hall was one of my favorites. Just because
Yeah.
he had
Arsenio was really good. I mean, he's not only a decent entertainer, a decent comic, and a very, very decent interviewer. And that was my requirements back then when I was a child.
I gave up on Seth Meyers.
Al
No.
Jazeera says that this is from 11 minutes ago, that the Israeli attack in Tehran focused on a neighborhood known as a residential area for military officials. So this may have actually been a decapitation strike as well.
We shall see.
Well, the thing is, if they're expecting a retaliation, if you take out the generals that are in charge of the retaliation, it's not
There may be a lesson to be learned there.
All I'm gonna say is don't want to go near Washington D.C. on Saturday.
What happened Saturday?
the parade. It's the 250th anniversary of the Army, but for some reason, every media outlet keeps saying Trump's parade. So,
He's gonna be out in the open.
Let me alert Jeff.
Have you heard Trump wants a uniform?
no,
I didn't know vacuum cleaner salesmen had a uniform, but
Yeah, he's wanting a uniform for the parade.
he's president of the United States. His uniform is a suit. And
Yes.
says, you're the commander in chief. You're not General Eisenhower. Hey, this would be an excellent opportunity for any recruiters in Washington, D.C. We can get you a uniform. Just sign here.
you don't want to be about. Never mind. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. Self-editing. My God, this early self-editing. You think this was the not quite the
Yes,
green?
Carl. Yes.
Yeah, not even nearly a non-commissioned officer, but the most highly decorated. John, finish that, because if I do, it's going to be very insulting and probably get us in trouble.
I don't know where you're going with it.
Well, not even up to an NCO, but
Oh, enlisted members.
yeah, well, that'll be the day.
He doesn't get their uniform either because they work for a living.
Well, that ain't going to happen.
If I were the head of the Secret Service, I'd keep putting him in a nuclear bunker about every other day.
I'd probably just put him there and keep
there's been a
him
threat
there.
to your life.
Weld the door shut.
There's been a threat to your life, sir. Come with us. Yeah. Another threat to your life, sir. Come with us.
Weld it shut all the way around. Never put a sign on it. Magic marker says never to be opened.
Well, when they were talking about, I was watching something on the 9/11 attacks. They said there were high ups in Secret Service going down hallways and stuff they didn't know existed.
No, there were tunnels underground under the White House that they didn't know were there, and these were the guys that actually guard the president. So,
yeah,
they had one guy come up, grab the president, follow me. They followed him, and just this long tunnel, and it was like,
they're like, "Where are we going? Shut it, keep going."
The Massachusetts. That's where we're going.
oh yeah, I showed you that one video we sat and watched that one night here before the show got started. About they were talking about the construction that had been done around the White House.
Oh yeah, and
actually, some of that stuff appears in the next novel I hope to have published. It's at the publisher now, but
there are reports now that there was a fifth plane.
A fifth plane?
There was a fifth plane.
I've heard this rumor. Yes.
It the only reason it never took off is for some stupid reason there were departures of civilian corporate jets taking off from that airport and got in front of them to keep from taking off. It was turned back. These guys left their all their luggage and everything at the airport.
And just once the plane turned around and went back, they just left, walked away. Of course, you did hear that one of the guys, the guy that was like in charge of the whole thing, that was doing the scouting mission, he was flying around the States in a private plane, and he stopped at the Collegedale Airport. And he asked the guy, while they were refueling his plane, he asked the guy at the Collegedale Airport, he goes, "What can you tell me about that chemical plant over there?" He says, "Oh, they closed that thing 5 years ago." And he's like, "Oh, don't tell me that."
So, do you guys see this one? Excavator leads police on slow speed chase. Speeds reached as high as 3 miles per hour.
That's ripping in the excavator.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he had that thing in high gear.
Of course, you did hear that one of the guys, the guy that was like in charge of the whole thing, that was doing the scouting mission, is flying around the States in a private plane.
Yeah.
And he stopped at the Collegedale Airport. And he goes, "What can you tell me about that chemical plant over there?" He says, "Oh, they closed that thing 5 years ago." And he's like, "Oh, don't tell me that."
They had to keep stopping their police cars because at an idle, they were going faster than he was.
And they had
Well,
and they
that,
had
that-
and they had to keep a distance, keep him from
Turning
smacking
that
the car.
claw around. Yeah.
Yeah.
hey, really, if he swung that thing around and dipped that bucket in the right direction, there wouldn't have been no police cars.
1 hour, 12 minutes where the excavator got stuck on fairgrounds property.
Is that a Komatsu?
Yep.
Hell, that was
Yep.
built down the street from me.
Yep.
Or let me rephrase.
53-year-old driver is at the Charleston County Jail on $22,000 bond. Okay, this is just a wild guess, but I'm guessing alcohol was involved.
And if it wasn't, I'd be shocked.
He was pissed.
Carl, if you need a technical advisor, I'm your man. Seriously, there ain't much about tractors that I don't know.
Let's see.
There we go.
All right, I'm going to turn off my mic here for a second and listen to what this Iranian journalist is saying on Al Jazeera.
Okay.
Yep.
I could editorialize, but I've been drinking.
Joe, what was the guy that welded up his D8 cat?
Oh, Killdozer. Yeah. That was an impressive bit of kit right there.
Oh, yeah.
He'd had enough. And there wasn't alcohol involved. It was just pure pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was nothing but spite.
Yes, I did see the Spaceballs announcement, Zach.
Yes.
And he's Mel
Spaceballs
Brooks is
too.
Mel Brooks is coming back as yogurt.
Yeah. If he lives long enough.
The part I love is he's sitting there doing the interview about it. He's wearing a black sweatshirt with white letters says Spaceballs, the sweatshirt.
I didn't see that one.
See if I can
Oh
find
no,
it.
they went to plaid. Oh Lord.
You need to create a plaid shirt that just has that on the back.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, but to get that
Going
tight,
down the hall. I'll be right back.
would be fun.
I guess I could turn the camera off so Joe Dog doesn't get anal about it.
Oh.
Oh,
How old is Mel Brooks now? He's up there. He's what, late
94?
80s? 94?
yeah.
Holy shit.
He's on borrowed time. Oh, you know who one of the producers and directors of World War Z was, don't you?
Mm-mm.
Max Brooks.
Really?
Yeah. Max wrote World War Z. That's his son.
Okay.
Do you know Mel Brooks had a cameo in World War Z?
No, I didn't.
Do you remember when Jerusalem was being taken over?
I'll be honest, I haven't seen the movie. So
Oh, okay. There's an old man standing in the streets just lost. That's Mel Brooks.
nice. Oh.
Oh. I don't know where Dan went.
Bathroom.
Oh.
I posted the trailer that starts off with Mel Brooks in the sweatshirt on Stupid O'Clock.
Yeah, the announcement I saw 38 years ago, Star Wars.
That's well. This one starts off with Mel Brooks sitting there in the sweatshirt, and then goes to that the
Okay.
scroll banner. So.
That must be a new one. Oh. Well, we've waited long enough for it. Damn.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for Jews in Space.
Do what?
I'm still waiting for Jews in Space.
Okay.
From History of the World Part 1. It's at the very end. They're showing the previews for History of the World Part 2. And one of them is the Viking funeral, Hitler on ice, and Jews in Space. I think there were 4, but I can't remember what the 4th one was.
You know, I got to thinking about it. If we wanted to see a good live action Muppet movie full length, Pigs in Space. Hey, Disney owns Lucas. They can do it. And the Muppets. And I still say we need a Muppets version of The Princess Bride.
That'd be interesting.
Actually, I still like my idea of the Muppets do Pink Floyd's The Wall.
I don't think Dr. T's got that much left in him.
Oh, no. He'd just be like a minor character. Gonzo would play the Gilmore part. So.
But no, Muppets, Princess Bride, Fred Savage is the grandpa, and Scooter is the grandson.
I've always thought that the Muppet movies were kind of like the Lego version of video games. They're generally better than the originals. Yeah. as good or better than the originals, I should say. Carl, I love the space. I love the theme song for Jews in Space.
Oh.
I was gonna say, did I lose audio, or is everybody just being quiet?
We're being quiet. We're watching, getting any updates we can have. Has Russia launched any nuclear attacks yet? But honestly, Joe, I believe if Russia ever started firing nukes, we wouldn't know about it.
Most of them would never get here. So that's...
See, my only concern ever is whether or not Chicago gets hit. And the reason for that, if a big enough blast hits Chicago, I'm still screwed. Because if that Whiting refinery goes up, it don't matter.
I don't think Russia has any nukes that actually work anymore. Maybe 3. And those would be the ones in the best preserved silos. Uh-oh.
What'd you mess up now, Dan?
I just realized I'm licking this foil lid off of my cottage cheese on camera, and Dawn and Donna are going, "Oh."
It wasn't that impressive, Dan. I mean, I don't think anybody saw it.
um, Excuse me, Joe Dog, you're a man. You don't know impressive when you actually see it. Outside looking in. Oh dear.
There's too many damn trees to see the forest.
Yeah, and when you got wood, you ain't impressed. Okay. Um,
I'm always impressed with my wood, especially after I burn it.
I've met your wife. She is very impressive. She is a very quality female that, my God, if I'd been 20 years younger and met her before you did, well, let's just say I would have to use all of my masculine wiles, which I probably can't even summon anymore because I'm too damn old. But
Not
20
very often.
years ago, yeah.
Not very often that you hear that the computer geek of the high school ended up getting the cheerleader.
Hey, whatever you did it right.
I don't know how many karma points I had to spend for it, but it was worth it.
Hey, karma ain't everything.
I'm seeing it again. It's on Al Jazeera that there were explosions northeast of Tehran, which puts it up close to the borders with Russia.
So was Russia trying to get froggy all of a sudden? And
No, just apparently Israel went that far in and took out something that was near the border, which would make, if Iran knew that Israel was going to come after their stuff, putting it on that border would make sense.
Oh yeah, because they'd want to get somebody that actually had some balls involved.
problem is Russia can't really get involved with anything because
No, it's just so far away they have to go through all of Iran to get to it. So
They've done it before. They do it again, but they're, well, the first Indiana Jones movie just scared the crap out of them.
I apologize. That is not their border with Russia. That is their border with Turkmenistan. Which, let's see, they don't. Oh, that's right. They don't actually have a border with Russia. They got a border with everybody else. That used to be Soviet Union. So.
Carl has just told me I need to behave. We all know how that's going to turn out, don't we? Well, I'll do my best, Carl, but I can't make any promises. U.S. government can't make me behave. My wife can't make me behave. Your wife can't make me behave.
I can make you behave.
Only by turning me off.
Yep.
clicked the wrong button, didn't you, boy?
But I got to it eventually.
Mm. And the point was,
Oh. Here in about 2 weeks, I'll be off work for a week.
well, that's good.
How'd you manage that?
I just put in a time off request.
Mm. Got to fire up the other channel because it's getting to be down to an hour unless Joe Dog wants to go 90 minutes.
Well, isn't that what we normally do?
Yeah, that would be nice.
That's what I got it set at.
So what happened today that you thought we weren't going to be able to do StreamYard?
Oh, StreamYard
is dead.
fucked up.
StreamYard didn't fuck up. Google did. The Google Cloud infrastructure went down and took down StreamYard and several others.
Mm.
Could you imagine if it took down Facebook and YouTube at the same time?
And what's the other one? TikTok, and what's the one all the kids are playing with these days?
There's reports that Twitch was down because of it. I think TikTok was having issues, if I remember correctly, but it didn't fully drop out.
Apparently, Joe Dog, you got me scheduled for 2 hours from now. Balls in your court.
Hold on a minute. Well, just give me a minute.
No. Just leave it alone.
Do this one while the AC's blowing
It's
out.
10:30.
Bucker. Oh, well, I guess we don't get to hang out for an extra 30 minutes.
Yeah, we get 30 more minutes. 10:30.
Yeah, but it was an hour beyond that. So,
Oh.
Oh, this cold air is actually freezing me out down here.
that is why I turned my AC off. And Donna, I do not believe that I am lucky that you will not be on tonight with me on the show. I do count every instance you are there as me being lucky. Take that as you wish.
Oh. The Pentagon chief says America's ready to invade Greenland.
Greenland isn't an enemy.
I hope they do it in the winter.
Who could tell?
Well, if you're going to invade, now's the time to do it.
I'm really, really going. We don't really want to piss off Denmark or Norway or whoever it is that owns Greenland. I mean, yeah, they're tiny, but we need them.
Yeah, I don't quite get what the obsession is with that country.
There are gold mines. There are uranium mines. There's lithium mines. An oil reserve like you've never seen. All about money.
And it's a frozen block of slush. Wouldn't it be cheaper to just go make friends with whoever it is that actually claims it?
Denmark, isn't it?
I think so.
What's the country that has all the dikes?
Holland.
Holland.
Well, technically,
Sorry,
it's called,
that was
it's
France.
called the Netherlands, but yeah.
To where
Hey,
Mike Jimmy lives.
Oh.
I like the term, I like the word Holland better because Netherlands means, you know, the land that's in the ass end of everything. So it's,
Well, in the wintertime, it damn near is.
no, they're not that bad. Close to London. Part of it is. Of course, part of it's close to Denmark, too. So. They get all that crappy weather.
And actually, it's not that much further north than Zach is in Canada.
Yeah, I think Zach's done gone to bed too.
Well, I didn't expect to be disputed, but yeah, I'm sure Zach is a little bit further south, but not a whole lot.
Any word on how the NHL finals are going for his hockey team?
Not good. It's over.
Oh.
Oh, there. I guess Zach is still here. 3-3, so it's tied. Okay.
He's
So the
still
next
awake
one-
watching games.
Why isn't Zach in here talking? I mean, why is he not on the show?
Because hockey.
Oh.
He bought a ticket to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Yep.
Indiana Pacers are doing well in the NBA finals. Somehow.
Well, who remembers when Nashville was up for the Stanley Cup?
I don't follow hockey enough to actually know that. They got 3 goals in 7 minutes. Holy crap.
Oh, and there was a Starlink launch.
I'm reading this right now. Is that this is from Cape Canaveral, Florida. A chartered space flight for India, Poland, and Hungary's first astronauts in decades has been delayed indefinitely because of leak concerns at the International Space Station. NASA said Thursday that it wants to monitor the cabin pressure on the Russian side of the orbiting lab before accepting visitors. Officials stressed that 7 astronauts currently at the space station are safe and that other operations up there aren't affected.
So Axiom is on hold.
Apparently.
And Jack says, yep, Russia's leaking again.
Do we need to send them up like space station depends? And just like, wrap the diaper around their side of the space station?
No, what they need to do is send up 3
Flex
cases.
seal!
That's what I was going to say.
What they need to do is send up 3 cases of Dr. Pepper, get 2 astronauts on the outside, open them up, and see where it comes out. I forget what movie that was from, but
it was the Gary Sinise Mars movie.
okay.
Mission to Mars. Gary Sinise.
Mission to Mars, I believe it is. Yeah, but if you think about it, that would be a way to find it.
Yeah. They still haven't found the leak in 4 years. Holy shit.
Well, how many times have they actually looked?
A bunch.
It is called Mission to Mars.
That burns.
And I'm trying to remember who all was in it here. Tim Robbins, Gary Sinise, Don Cheadle, Connie Nielsen, Jerry O'Connell, Kim Delaney was in that. I didn't know that.
Don Cheadle's actually talented.
Yes.
Isn't that the one to where they go into the face on Mars? And
Yes. As opposed to the one with Val Kilmer, where they found a bunch of bugs eating all the oxygen-generating algae.
Well, like that wouldn't happen.
But on the bright side, they discovered oxygenated bugs. So,
hey,
Richie,
look who's there.
how you doing, brother?
Howdy.
barely hear you.
There we go.
And in that short time, made another one.
Woohoo.
All right, how about now?
That's a little
You
better.
are whipping those out.
That's the only thing I'm allowed to whip out on stream, so.
Not the green room.
Joe, did y'all like that video I sent? Tagged y'all in about trying to find the port on the back of the computer when you're not looking for it?
Yep. This just in.
That was too true.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can find it here. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps chief was killed in the Israeli attack. So they did assassinate Commander-in-Chief of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. So they were going.
Whoa! Here comes the thunder. I may get cut off at any time.
Well, if you get cut off, well, hope you have a good night. Well, there he goes.
I can do that myself. Like this.
Oh,
Did you get any of that rain today, Joe?
did we?
Yeah, we barely got any down here. So
It was funny. The Huskies wanted to go out, so I opened the door. About the time they hit the yard, the bottom fell out.
Mm.
So first thing they did while they were soaking wet and the ground was still dry, they rolled in it, and then came in.
you have to build you a husky wash, like a car wash, only smaller.
Got to be careful how you market that because you might end up getting customers that you weren't planning on.
Yeah, little sneaks. We've had them trained to where Donna would open the gate, they would get to the side and sit down, and I'd pull the car in and all that. Nope. Tuesday, she opens the gate and they start, wanting to love on her and all that. So she's telling them to get back. I said, just open the gate, I'll pull in. She opens the gate and them two take off like freaking rockets. Hour and a half later, we catch them. Half a mile from the house.
We had a dog that would decide he'd want to go running through the woods near my house in Wanata. So when my grandmother would go to let him out, put him on his little dog lead, he'd just run right out the door. We learned that instead of trying to chase him, we'd call up my other neighbor. Hey, Pat, Simba's loose again. All right. You'd hear her yelling out her back door, Simba, get your ass over here. He'd come running over to her. Then we found out why. Whenever her and her husband would go out for dinner, she'd order a porterhouse. She'd leave the filet mignon on there on the bone, and while he'd be outside, we'd put him out on my grandmother would put him out on his lead, and he'd be out there for a couple hours. She'd come over, give him the bone with the meat on it. It's like, yeah, no wonder he comes running when you yell out your back door.
Food. Yeah, but have y'all ever heard of an app called Nextdoor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My dogs would run around to people just to be on Nextdoor playing. So, yeah. That's almost how we track them now.
2 leading nuclear scientists killed in Israeli attacks, according to Iranian media.
Huh.
And then Democratic Senator Jack Reed, who is on he's on the House Armed Services Committee, has already denounced Israel for escalating tensions in the area.
Democrat?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they want to be impressive, they need to hit them again before daylight.
They hit them right before daylight, right at dawn. So,
and that's why the U.S. Army gets up at 4 in the morning.
I did too today.
That way
Then
you're
I
awake.
drank 2 cups of coffee and went, "You're retired. Go to bed." So I did, and didn't wake up again until almost 11. Um, I'm not needed. I don't need to drive anywhere. I don't need to pay any bills. I don't need to buy groceries. I am superfluous here.
Slacker, sidekick, and hack rider. Okay.
If any of you were planning on flying into Iran anytime soon, they've closed their airports.
Gee.
There goes my vacation in 2 weeks.
Ah,
Gee. So pretty much Iran has declared the entire country a no-fly zone.
Pretty much. Of course, the way they shoot missiles and stuff is probably a good idea.
I'll
The
just
last
bomb,
time they were
I'll just
worried
bomb the
somebody,
entire country into glass slag and go anyway.
the last time they were worried somebody was going to do an air attack on them, they shot down an airliner. So that was,
They are stupid. I mean,
this coming from
extremely.
the Jerusalem Post. Mossad leads series of secret attack operations in the heart of Iran.
I don't think they're too secret when they're being shown on CNN Live.
Those are just the ones that are supposed to be shown on CNN Live. That's part of the operation.
They probably had the laser pointers on the targets, like we did in Iraq in what, 92?
Something, yeah, one of them.
I'm not too worried about laser pointers. We need to buy our guys some more silly string. John can explain why.
Yep. You go into
Does
a
it
room,
work well with the serious putty?
You're worried about tripwires. You spray the silly string in there, and the silly string will attach itself to the tripwire, but won't. It isn't heavy enough to set it off.
Huh.
You can also use it to set off the motion detector on the inside of doors that are locked, where a motion detection on the correct side will allow them to be open, but on the other side, they stay, locked shut unless you badge in or something like that. You can also get past that with a balloon. There are people who have been doing it with the air compressed air dusters. And then my favorite was a security expert was talking about how he did it with a glass of scotch.
Now that one I've got to hear.
Basically, he took a mouthful of the scotch, pressed his mouth up to the gap, and then blew the cloud in. So basically, the particulate of all the droplets set off the motion detector, making it think that there was a person there. So it allowed him to open the door.
I just used the front bumper of the armored personnel carrier.
That works too.
I probably would have used the
It makes an impression.
too.
I think the Americans are coming in. Boom! Yep.
The Americans are here.
Is that rain at your place, Dan?
Let me check.
Rain.
Netanyahu on Iran strikes. He says Operation Rising Lion will last as many days as it takes.
About 5 minutes on the rain here. It's not quite in my yard, but it is approaching from the next county.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know.
Well, ICE
But they
agents.
got cute girls in high school, so we let them approach.
ICE agents raided Disneyland in California. Apparently, they've arrested Mulan. Let me see. According to Snopes, there was no ICE present at the Disney resort. So.
As soon as you said arrested Mulan, I'm sitting there going, "Oh God, that's." We're going to see Aladdin's name in there. We're going to see.
I'm
the
just
cast
going.
of Encanto.
Once they start messing with the Disney princesses, they're going to get the floor wiped with themselves.
Encanto, Coco, Brave.
Oh, you heard they don't have Tarzan at the Disney parks anymore? He was being sexually harassed by the women. People were running up and grabbing his chest and rubbing all on him.
Where do I sign up?
And the Gustav from Beauty and the Beast, there's videos of him of women grabbing a hold of him and, having to call security to have them escorted away. Yeah, let one guy grab a Disney princess and see what happens.
No one grabs on Gaston. In a sexual harassment suit, no one wins like Gaston.
I am not saying anything about my experiences with Disney princesses. I was in high school then. What happened in high school stays in high school.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Oh,
It's about that time.
It is about that time.
Push the button.
You're gonna wake Dawn up for no reason. She'll never know why.
No. Life on the road's no good for animal.
Yeah. Too many women. Too many towns.
And then that.
Sometimes I'll just stir shit up for no reason.
Well, sometimes you get bored.
Yeah. Well, at least YouTube just won't cut us off.
Channel.
What?
Why have I got your avatar on my channel?
I don't know. Unless it's because it's still my channel.
I can fix that. Wait a minute, that's the Widowmaker. Oh shit! Here come the thunderstorm. I may not be on for very long.
So, Joe, when are you and Rich coming down for Halicon? Are y'all coming down on the Thursday? Or are y'all gonna?
We plan to drive down Thursday. Hopefully, won't be getting there at 11 o'clock at night like we did the last time, but
Yeah, Misty and I, if we are able to go this year, are planning to do the same thing we did last year. Start as early in the morning on Thursday so that we get there, early evening.
oh, this year we won't have to wait for the vet to open so that one of the cats can get their shots before we drop them off at the daycare. So that should save us a few hours.
Have you got your rooms?
Yes.
I've got to see if things are going to pan out here soon before I can get the room.
Well, you don't have to pay for it. You can always cancel if you can't make it.
True, but it gets my hopes up if I get the cart too far before the horse.
All right.
But the good news is, the interview today went fairly well, and I've got another one with another company tomorrow.
Ah.
And apparently 2 different recruiters thought I would be a good fit for the role because the one I was talking to today, it turns out it's the one I already talked to someone else about that my interview is for tomorrow on. So at least that's good. And now I'm in their system for them to look out for stuff for me too. So.
And your former job listed your job?
Doesn't mean he's going to apply for it.
I mean, my job didn't go away. They just told me to stop coming. But yeah, as soon as I logged into LinkedIn today, the director of my department, posting up my job, and I'm like, if I had my severance, I'd apply. Nick would probably laugh. My director, Stacy, the manager, would probably get pissed.
I would apply when they gave you an interview. I'd ask for more money than what you were working for.
No, they wouldn't have.
Apply, see if they're paying attention, and when they call you in the interview, just go, so why did the last person leave?
If I wasn't well known throughout the entire firm, sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, everyone who'd be interviewing me knows me.
Yeah.
All right. It's time to say goodnight, y'all.
Good night, folks.
Good night, y'all.
Bye-bye.
See y'all Saturday. And play outro and end the
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.